A new chapter for GeForce Now, and maybe for how we game in the cloud, is a new era dawning for GeForce Now and cloud gaming as we know it. For those of us who've made GeForce Now our main platform, NVIDIA's latest updates hint at a shift that might change how we view GFN in our gaming setups. GFN has been our go-to for high performance gaming without needing a high-end rig, letting us access our Steam libraries practically anywhere. But with this week's changes, they could be moving from the center of our setups to more of a backup, ready to step in when devices like the Steam Deck can't keep up. In today's video, we'll unpack all the updates NVIDIA just announced, plus cover the latest gaming news, upcoming releases, and our game of the week. Whether you're a GFN regular or just curious about where cloud gaming is headed, there's a lot to explore. So is this a new era for GFN? Let's dive in and find out. As part of this new chapter, NVIDIA has rebranded its priority membership to performance. Along with the name change, NVIDIA has upgraded the experience, allowing performance members to stream games at up to 1440p resolution, up from 1080p, with ultra-wide support for a more immersive feel, along with keeping settings between sessions, and all at no extra cost for current members. However, there's one major shift. Starting next year, a 100-hour monthly playtime cap will apply to both Performance and Ultimate members. This cap comfortably covers most users, but for those of us who've relied on GFN as our main gaming platform, this is the first time we're seeing a limit on our cloud gaming hours each month. For a bit more flexibility, unused hours to 15 will roll over to the next month, and additional hours can be purchased when needed. And for long-time users, NVIDIA is offering a loyalty perk. Any paid members active by December 31st, 2024 will be granted unlimited playtime through January 2026. If you're interested in a detailed, no bias breakdown of these changes, check out the video linked above. In that video, we go over each update and feature without any commentary, giving you the facts as they are. For me, with these changes, it seems like GFN might be evolving into more of a companion service, a platform you turn to when your Steam Deck or other devices aren't quite up to the task. For those of us who've used GFN as a primary gaming platform, it's a shift that might mean rethinking how we rely on it day to day. The biggest shift here is the introduction of a 100-hour monthly playtime cap for paid Performance and Ultimate members, set to roll out next year. NVIDIA explains that this limit covers 94% of users comfortably, but for those of us who've treated GFN as our main gaming platform, playing our Steam library from practically anywhere, this restriction changes things. We're suddenly looking at a fixed ceiling on playtime, and that sends a very different message about what GFN is evolving into. Think about it. If Netflix or YouTube put a 100-hour cap on viewing each month, even if only a few people hit that limit, it would still change how we approach those platforms. We'd become more conscious of how much we're watching, perhaps even rationing our hours to make sure we don't run out. And it's similar here with GFN. Just knowing there's a limit could lead to that clock watching mentality. Instead of freely diving into long immersive sessions, we might now catch ourselves holding back or choosing our games carefully to make the most of those 100 hours. NVIDIA is adding a bit of flexibility by allowing up to 15 unused hours to roll over each month, and they're giving us the option to purchase additional hours when needed. But the fact remains, there's now a hard limit on how much we can game each month. This restriction changes the platform's identity. GFN has always been about providing high performance gaming without the need for dedicated hardware. Now with a cap, it feels like it's transforming into a platform you'll turn to for occasional use rather than something you rely on every day. Then there's the loyalty benefit. NVIDIA is offering paid members active by December 31st, 2024, unlimited playtime through January 2026. For long-time users, this is a welcome bonus, but it also feels like a transition period, a way of softening the shift toward capped playtime. For those of us who've used GFN as a primary platform, this loyalty benefit almost feels like NVIDIA acknowledging the impact of the cap. It's as if they're saying, we know this changes things, and while the upgraded resolution and ultra-wide support for performance members are welcome improvements, they come alongside the playtime cap, hinting that GFN is gearing up for more focused, high-quality gaming sessions rather than open-ended playtime. These quality boosts are ideal for immersive sessions, but in the context of a limited monthly allowance, feel more aligned with a special occasion use rather than daily extended gaming. In short, these changes indicate that GFN might be moving toward a more supplementary role, a powerful tool when you need it, but perhaps not the centerpiece of your setup. For those of us who've relied on it as a primary gaming platform, it's a shift we may need to adapt to, but it's not all bad news. NVIDIA has made it clear that these changes are part of its commitment to keeping GeForce Now as a top-tier gaming experience without raising membership costs, as they put it. These changes are supporting one of GeForce Now's core promises, which is providing members with an awesome gaming PC that's constantly being improved, and it's doing so without raising membership rates. For now, NVIDIA has committed to keeping prices stable, which is a big plus considering the level of performance GFN offers. And while there's no official word yet on future upgrades, we've already talked about NVIDIA's upcoming CES conference in January and the strong rumours that the 50 series GPUs could be announced there. If that happens, we can reasonably expect GFN to roll out upgrades to 50 series hardware either at CES or shortly after. Typically, NVIDIA follows a shuffle down approach for their cloud platform, which means that when Ultimate members eventually get access to 50 series hardware, performance members would likely be upgraded to 4080 level performance at some stage. This could be one reason for some of the recent changes, which seem aimed at preparing the platform for future updates. Of course, no matter what NVIDIA did here, there would be trade-offs. Introducing limits on playtime can feel restrictive, especially for those who have relied on GFN as a primary platform. A modest price increase, maybe $1 or $2 per month, might have been a better way to handle these enhancements, as price adjustments tend to be more palatable than hard limits. After all, with competition heating up from xCloud, which is moving towards allowing streamed game purchases, and Boosteroid steadily gaining legitimacy, maintaining flexibility and appeal is key. But for now, NVIDIA has committed to keeping prices steady, and that's commendable. In a market where price increases feel inevitable, it's clear that NVIDIA is trying to balance platform improvements with accessibility. Whether or not the 50 series announcement comes in January, GFN's long-term upgrades and stability could keep it a strong player in the cloud gaming space. Alright, the serious stuff is out of the way, but don't go anywhere. We've still got a whole lineup of games joining GeForce Now this week, plus some update news and of course our game of the week. Let's dive in and see what's new. First up, Planet Coaster 2. Yep, the theme park simulation that lets you create your dream park is back, and this time it's making a splash with water rides. So if you've always wanted to send virtual guests on a wet and wild adventure, now's your chance. Just don't blame us if they complain about long lines. Then there's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Splintered Fate. Our favourite pizza-loving heroes are taking on a new story in this action-packed adventure. Honestly, who doesn't want to dive into some classic turtle action? Whether you're a Leonardo or a Michelangelo, there's some shell-kicking fun to be had. Empire of the Ants is next up. Think strategy, but tiny, really tiny. You're leading an ant colony here, commanding your little troops through all the big battles of ant life. Perfect for anyone who's ever thought, what if I ruled an ant army? Then we have Unrailed 2, back on track. This one's for the co-op fans. It's all about building tracks fast enough to keep a train going through some pretty chaotic terrain. A fun way to test just how well you and your friends handle pressure or don't. For card game fans, there's TCG Card Shop Simulator. You're not just collecting cards here, you're running the whole shop. Stock it, sell it, make it a card gamer's paradise. Maybe you'll even get a few rare finds along the way. Finally, we've got two legends joining the lineup, StarCraft 2 and StarCraft Remastered. Whether you're a Terran, Zerg or Protoss loyalist, you can relive the glory days or dive into these classics for the first time. All we're saying is just be ready to lose track of time while you can. Let's check out some updates for on GFN, including games like Overwatch 2, World of Warcraft and Forza Motorsport. Overwatch 2 is shaking things up with a limited time mode called Quick Play Hacked Limit 2. Players can now switch one damage or support hero for an extra tank, creating a whole new dynamic. It's only around for a few days, so if you're curious about running double tanks in Quick Play, now's your chance. Oh, and if you're waiting for the return of the classic 6v6 setup, that's coming soon too. World of Warcraft is revamping its Plunder Store mode with the Plunder Store. Gone is the old Renown system. Now players can spend plunder points directly on items they actually want, including some snazzy pirate themed gear. Finally, a way to get exactly what you want without grinding through an arbitrary track. Plunderstorm is back in early 2025, so get ready to hunt for treasure on your own terms. Forza Motorsport has gone full throttle with NASCAR in its latest update. Next gen NASCAR introduces 3 new cars, the Chevrolet Camaro ZL1, Ford Mustang Dark Horse and Toyota Camry XE, plus a NASCAR themed career event. They've also added rolling starts and improved collision handling for a more authentic racing experience. For anyone who's a fan of NASCAR or wants to test their drafting skills, this update has you covered. Genshin Impact fans, mark your calendars. The next special program live stream for version 5.2 is scheduled for November 8th. These live streams are a big deal in the Genshin community as they reveal upcoming characters, event banners and let's be honest, these all important Primogem codes. For version 5.2, expect new characters like Chaska and Auroran, an expansion to the Natlan map, and as always, plenty of quality of life improvements. Over in Assassin's Creed, the upcoming Shadows game is aiming to reboot the modern day storyline. Executive producer Mark Alexis Coate acknowledged that the series has struggled to find its footing in this area ever since Desmond Miles' arc ended in Assassin's Creed 3. With Shadows, Ubisoft wants to refocus the modern storyline to enhance the historical adventures rather than overshadow them, bringing a new balance back to the series. Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown is rolling out a big thank you gift for players who stuck around despite the rocky launch. After a rough start, players who were racing in the streets of Hong Kong back in September will receive an exclusive 1986 Porsche 911 Carrera Coupe. Yes, the Adventurer Edition, and some shiny new stickers as compensation in December. And if you've been struggling against overly aggressive AI, there are some adjustments on the way. Alan Wake 2 news is out and it's, well, very Remedy. Despite rave reviews and strong sales, the game still hasn't hit profitability. Remedy's CEO shared that Alan Wake 2 hasn't quite recouped its development and marketing costs just yet, though recent DLC and physical console copies could help close that gap soon. Honestly, it's all par for the course with Remedy, high quality games with a unique twist, even if the financials take a little longer to catch up. And lastly, coming this December, Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine 2 is adding the Dark Angels chapter, a new PvE map, and the Sangor Enlightened Enemy. With 4.5 million players already on board, this latest update is set to keep the action going strong. Before we wrap up, let's check out a few standout deals on Steam right now. Some great titles at great prices to round off your week. First up, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Step into Geralt of Rivia's boots in this fantasy epic, packed with monster hunting, rich storytelling and a massive world to explore. A true classic that never gets old. Next we have Stellaris. You're ready to build a galactic empire and explore the mysteries of deep space. This one's for you. From alien diplomacy to epic battles, Stellaris keeps things interesting on every front. Then there's It Takes Two. This award-winning co-op game blends humour, creative mechanics and a heartfelt story, making it the perfect choice for two players looking for a unique adventure. And finally, Assetto Corsa Competizione. For racing fans, this game brings the thrill of GT racing right to your screen with ultra-realistic handling and visuals that make every race feel intense. Let's look at this week's free games and content on the Epic Games Store. First up, we have a Deceive Inc., a stylish, spy-filled game that's free to claim right now. Also, for Apex Legends fans, don't miss the Ashe Free Unlock bundle. This bundle gives you the Legend Ashe plus the Burning Chrome epic skin. Our game of the week is Sweet Transit. Dive into the charm of the industrial age, building out railways to connect towns and grow bustling cities. It's all about creating the perfect train network, ideal for anyone who loves a bit of strategy and a lot of trains. And that's a wrap. We hope you found something new to check out, whether it's a deal, an update or the big GFN changes. Let us know what you're most excited to try, and as always, thanks for joining us. See you next time.